The Wonderful Wally Widget by Jolie Kampf, age group 2 to 8. The Wonderful Wally Widget. One day Wally Widget sat wondering what to do while looking up into the sky where gray clouds once were blue. He was feeling a bit lonely. His friends were not at home. He had to think of something that he could do alone. I could fly my kite. It's windy, but it's stuck up in a tree. I could have watched a movie, but I'm grounded from TV. I could mow my lawn, I'm big enough, but my father says I'm not. I could hide my sister's Barbie dolls, but what if I get caught? While Wally sat there wondering about what he could do, he had a giant brainstorm, and boy, that brainstorm blew. There was a clearing in the trees behind his family's yard. He was sure that he could do it, even though it might be hard. He gathered all the things he'd need, like a hammer, wood, and nails. He piled all the sticks he'd found to use for porch rails. He asked his mother for a rug to put upon the floor. He found a burlap bag to hang up for a door. Wally worked and worked all day to get his project done. He completely built it by himself with no help from anyone. He took a few steps backward to admire his handiwork. When startled by a noise, Wally turned his head with a jerk. There she stood just smiling with a dolly in her hand, Wally Widget's sister, little Sally Ann. She couldn't take her eyes off the pretty little house. Then little Sally Widget whispered quiet as a mouse. "You are the best, big brother. How could you possibly have known that all I wanted for my birthday was a dollhouse of my own?" "What is my sister thinking? She must be crazy to the bone. This is my special clubhouse meant for me and me alone." Wally whirled around to yell the selfish thoughts that filled his head when he saw the sign he'd painted, and it filled his heart with dread. He looked back at his sister, her eyes sparkling at the sight, so Wally did the only thing he could to make it right. He felt extremely grateful his sister was still too young to read, for the sign hanging above the door would have broken her heart indeed. He reached up and removed it, which made him feel proud. Then he threw the sign away that read, "Absolutely no girls allowed." Sally asked her brother if he'd come inside to play, took his hand and followed through the burlap door he made. She handed him a dolly wearing a gown with shades of blue. Then she whispered very sweetly, "Wonderful Wally, I love you." Written, illustrated, and narrated by Jolie Kampf.